Get ready. It's time for a well-deserved break, Pittsburgh, with Heather Abraham and David Highfield from the KDKA TV studios. It's Pittsburgh Today Live.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. It is Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
Yes, one day closer to the weekend.
I had to remind myself what day it was, because today is Tuesday for me. Because
right, that's
yesterday
true.
was my
Because
Monday.
you had Monday off, you know,
So-
and I feel like we start the show most days telling people what day of the week it is, but I feel like that's vital information some days.
Right now?
Especially during everything that we're going through.
Yeah.
Like announcing the day of the week is not a little thing.
You know, in August, we were showing those little, memes of what we've looked at like from March to now.
Right.
But I really do wonder. I feel like we haven't been checking in with folks lately. I feel like September went like this, and now we're in October already. How are people feeling?
Well, you know what? We're going to check in right now with Drew Carey from The Price is
do we
Right.
have him on the phone?
Well, we don't have him on the phone, but we want to show you what he looks like right now because he is sort of transformed.
Oh,
Look at this.
Wow.
So he has a COVID beard.
he's been hibernating, hasn't he?
But he put this on Instagram, and so the reason is that they are back in production with The Price is Right. You know, some of these other game shows are already back with new episodes, but they had to figure it out with The Price is Right because the audience is so much of that show. So he says they're doing socially distant. They're figuring out how to proceed. So there'll be new episodes of The Price is Right, and he's gonna look like that.
He's leaving the beard.
Well, I would think, based on what his post was, unless he gets in there and the producers say,
Well, this is like Movember. Is it Movember? No shave November or something like that, right? Yeah. Was that when men grow their mustaches and beards in November?
but this is October, right?
But this is October. So what is he gonna?
I was like, did I
is
miss
this
a
just, we've just continued this through the whole year.
I don't know.
and
David
now
Letterman now has a big beard too. Have you seen pictures of David
People are
Letterman?
stealing your thunder.
Well, no, but I don't have, like, they have like Methuselah beards, like big beards.
Yeah. Do it.
No.
Join the club.
No, I don't think.
Let's see.
I think I would get a call from the bosses.
I don't think
saying,
so.
David, what are you doing?
Have you let yourself go? What's happening here, man? I think
All
you
right,
should,
so
I think you should do it.
I'm not sure. So The Price is Right back in operation, back in production now.
That's fine.
And the other thing, soap operas. And we talked about this a little bit before, but now there's this video that's really kind of gone viral because when they're making out in soap operas,
Is that what they? Do we still call it making out? Is that what they?
smooching. So this guy here is smooching a mannequin.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and so the actor's name is Lawrence St. Victor, and people on social media are saying he needs to win an Emmy for this. Because I mean, look at the look that he gives the mannequin right before. And apparently there's another actress who her husband is the stand-in. So you see the back of her husband's head, and she's kissing him, you know.
Do you remember in bad, 80s movies when they would have the fake babies? Like that's changed. I think they're able to like manipulate that a little bit better. Have you never noticed a fake
No,
baby
what do they,
being
you
held
mean
in
they
like
just
a
carry
yeah.
like in a sitcom? I remember like a baby looking very fake. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's similar to that. I mean, that's what I think of in something like that. But
I mean, they got to be safe. So it's the new. No, I was about to say that phrase, and I don't like that phrase, so I won't say it.
Do you think like at some point he's thinking, what happened to my career?
I know.
What is happening to
I
my
thought I was going to be an
career?
actor,
And
and
look
now
at
I'm kissing
this.
a mannequin.
All right, we saw this really wonderful video of true love, not just making out with a mannequin.
Oh, I love this.
This video is so wonderful, and so many of you have loved it too. It's been viewed tens of millions of times.
83 million as of a couple days ago.
So this is a magician. His name is
Mm-hmm.
Adam Trent, and he decided to get creative in asking his girlfriend to marry him. So he tells her, hey,
Mm-hmm.
hold all of these postcards. I just want you like every second to just flip one down.
So she's not looking at them at all.
So she's not looking. She's just making sure she's doing her job
Yeah,
appropriately.
She thinks this is part of like a magician thing that he's doing.
So every couple seconds, just drop one.
I like.
And on here it says, the ring is in his pocket right now. At some point he says, I'm gonna bend over to tie my shoe. She
Right.
doesn't know what's going on.
He is very nervous.
So
At
it's
one point, he changes his whole shirt too to have pictures of her, and she
Yeah.
never notices that either.
I think it's like 3 minutes long.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes. We have edited it so that we can jump to the ending here.
So he
Soon. Here we go. Okay.
so he's changed his shirt. He's
Right.
tied his shoe.
Right.
And it says, okay, it's happening in 3, 2, 1. And she eventually looks over and realizes then this is happening.
Here's the moment. I love that she didn't look over at him. She just kept doing
Her job.
her job here.
She's very focused.
And then, and I'm wondering.
Yeah, it's really sweet. Talk about some magic. That is a moment right there. I
So it
love
said share
that.
this video. We wanted to share that video because we just thought it was fantastic. It made us smile.
It's just really, it's special. And I love the
really is.
creativity there.
All right, and it leads us to a, sort of a touchy topic. Like in a relationship, before you propose,
Yeah.
obviously, like in the early stages of a relationship, when is it okay to say I love you? Like when a couple is first dating.
Is that determined by any length of time?
I don't know. Maybe it is just based on how you feel.
Well, you hear
You don't
about
want to
people-
scare someone off.
No,
You
but
know,
you hear
and you don't want to hear thank you back.
No. Oh, that's sweet. But you hear about these people who meet, they go out on a couple of dates, and 6 months later they're engaged.
They know.
They just
I do
know.
think there's something to that. I think for
Yeah.
some people, there's an immediate clicking,
Right.
and you just know. I mean, did that happen with you and Frankie?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we were in college, so it's hard. I mean, I guess it took some time for us to get to that point. It was in May. I remember he had to go out overseas, like it's just nothing, with the Air Force. And he called me. He's gonna hate that I'm telling this story. He called
Well,
me.
then continue.
He called me when he got back
Turn off the TV, Frankie.
in the U.S. and he called me, and it was late at night, and he had just gotten home. I was so excited because he's safe and sound, and he told me he loved me.
Wow.
And I had felt it. You know, I knew that, but I
Right.
couldn't say it. I felt like I needed to wait for him. I didn't want to. I don't know.
Yeah, that is such a sweet story. I love that
He's
story.
gonna hate me. I'm so sorry. I love you.
Hey, did you say? Well, let's dive a little deeper.
Oh, okay.
So did you say it back
Yeah,
right
like
then?
without
You were ready. Yeah,
yes.
you were ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just needed him to say it first. That's for
That's
me.
great.
That's how I felt. I don't know.
All right, well, all this kind of stuff is what makes up today's list because we have some facts compiled from a survey from YouGov. And on average, men say I love you to their partners first. So on average, men take only 88 days to tell their partner that they love them, which to me that seems like a lot, actually.
That's 3 months.
Oh, yeah, I guess
Right?
when you do the math, that's,
Yeah.
yeah. So women on average take 134 days. 77% of men remember when they said it, so don't think that men don't remember stuff, because we do. And 18 to 24-year-olds were the slowest of all age groups to hold hands or share a first kiss.
Really? That can't be true.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're just more cautious. Although the first kiss part,
I don't know
yeah,
about that.
I'm not sure about that either.
I feel like the bulk of my PDA was spent in my 18 to 20s, 18 to 24 range. Right now, I'm
Well, I
like a
think
little
that's
bit more
true
conservative.
Probably of most people, but I
Yeah.
also think you get to an age at some point where you're like, I'm over these shenanigans. Like, I care about someone, I'm going to take your hand, you know?
Yeah,
like you just
true.
kind of.
It just becomes natural.
All right, we have something else to share that we absolutely love.
Yes.
And, you know, weddings have changed so much this year, sadly for some folks, because, you know, they're really struggling to try to figure out what to do.
With social
They've had to
distancing,
change
all that,
plans
yeah.
with social distancing, and venues have been canceled and everything else. But this next story will make you smile.
Yeah, okay, so this woman, Sasha, who was a friend of Nikki Koval, and I spoke to Nikki this morning, sent us some pictures and said, you gotta feature my friend on the news because she's truly wonderful. So Nikki and her now husband, Ben, had plans to get married in Asheville, North Carolina, where they met. They had to cancel. They decided to get married in the woods. They live in Shady Side. They decided, we're just gonna get married in nature. They got married, they had their parents there.
Like the woods of Shady Side?
I don't know where in Shady.
Okay,
I don't know.
but
They
in
live
the
in
woods.
in the woods.
forest.
They
You
have
get
this-
married in the forest.
They have
don't
this
you?
beautiful picture of them just saying their vows, right?
Awesome.
Then she decided, it was Ben's idea,
This is the best part.
to take the dress out west. So she literally takes her dress, packs it up. Ben had not seen her in her wedding gown. She bought a different dress to get married. And so this is the first time he saw her in her dress, was right here. So they traveled.
What a beautiful picture, too.
They traveled out west. They traveled to several different state parks and national parks. And
Was that Lake Tahoe? Do
that
you
was
know?
like, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And then this is Zion National Forest. She said that she had the dress in a backpack. She hiked with it in a backpack to get to this point, and she said that this is probably one of her favorite pictures.
That's
one of their favorite
a fantastic picture.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she didn't actually hike in the dress, because that would probably make
this
very, very difficult. But look at these incredible, incredible pictures.
Yeah, we're so happy to share them. So she said, that, and I had to ask too, you can't see anybody in any of these pictures, but there were clearly people, like tourists, traveling too. And I said, did you get like, you know, congratulations, applause? She said she had so much support from people who were traveling also. She said, I'm probably in the background of a lot of people's pictures.
She photobombed a lot of pictures of people trying to get a shot of her in it. But I love it when strangers step up to show support in a moment like that, because everybody understands the year that we're going through. Everybody understands that maybe her wedding plans changed or whatever, or they're just excited to see a woman in a wedding dress. And I just think it's sweet. So I'm glad we were able to share it. Thank you for sharing it with us.
If you want to follow her journey too, she is back home, but you can look up the hashtag #TheDressOutWest if you want to see it.
Cool.
Fun.
All right, we want to talk about Billy Porter, because he is asking Instagram followers to post pictures of their most fierce face masks. And Billy Porter, like, he's kind of a fashion icon. Oh, but this is not what I expected, though.
So there you go.
Okay, that was his face mask. And then these are people who are following along and doing exactly what he's saying.
There were a lot of people who took part in the challenge, and they had a ton of pictures that came through. And you know, I think even some celebrities too. I think this is such a neat idea to encourage mask wearing.
Well, and also to encourage, there's Billy again, also to encourage, like, make it fashionable, make it fun. It doesn't just have to be a boring mask, you know? Put a little flair to it.
It's so interesting. When this whole thing started, I had one mask. I think I like washed it once or twice, and you know, and the disposable ones. But now I have a collection of masks.
Oh, I have a whole shelf of masks at this point.
We have them in the car. They're in the kitchen. We have them. I have some in my purse, in my work bag, at my desk. Like they're just everywhere, just in case you need, like a to-go mask.
Right.
I have them everywhere.
That's exactly the same, and it's probably true at your house too. But yeah, and if you want to get involved in, there's rumbling upstairs. There's something from above.
Right now? They're working
They're
on the
working
roof
on the roof right now?
I thought they were supposed to wait.
All right.
We hope that's what it is.
Hopefully no one like
falls
through the roof or anything.
So there's a good tease for you.
Yeah, stick with us, because anything could happen this hour. But we're going to take a break right now so we can get to the rest of today's show, and we're excited to share it with all of you. And coming up, we're live in Point State Park with Selena Pompiani and her new best friend, Ace, the Pittsburgh adventure dog. Look how cute. Find out who he is and what kind of adventures he gets into, and also why he wants you to join him.
Plus, I gotta tell you, this is gonna be a good day because it is apple pie time. Raina is here to share her recipe for a perfect apple pie topped with a wonderful caramel crunch. And guess what, David? It says we get to try a slice, but we have the whole pie here.
We have the whole pie.
Who knows what's gonna happen.
We're in control at this point, yes. All right, here's a question. Do you like scary movies? Well, now you can get paid to binge watch your favorite horror flicks. Mikey Hood tells us how, and also looks at the list of the top 10 scariest movies of all time. And she also answers the question, why do we like to watch scary movies anyway? Why do we want to be scared?
Have no idea. It's a gorgeous fall day, October 7th, 2020. Make sure you get out and enjoy it after watching PTL, of course. Thanks for being with us. We'll be right back after this quick break.